Okay, I'm gonna hit recording seeing as I'm talking about this. So, Warframe, Tennocon just happened. I think I'm gonna put, like, I don't know what I was gonna do. I had, like, a couple of episodes before this, but I might not just air them. We'll see. I was ranting politically, and I should never do that. I should know never to do that. It's not even that I was, like, ranting badly, but it's just one of those where I shouldn't talk about it. Full stop. Anywho, so let's actually focus on Warframe today and have fun. That kind of fell flat partway through, but whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. Do we want orange lights? Ooh, the orange lights look really good. Okay, but, so, for starters, a prop company made a really cool Umbra suit for Tennocon, but the airline lost it. That sucks. That sucks so hard. Copy main colors. Okay, that looks very American, but I like it. I'm gonna go with it. God, like making something really impressive and then losing it for the convention. Ooh, I get the feeling they're gonna like try and drive it out next time or something. That would make the most amount of sense. Anyway, next one is let's see, what is Warframe? Haven't watched it. I mean, it's effectively a grinding simulator game, but it's really fun. Effectively, it has, I think, some of the most customization I've ever seen in an MMO, and I mean, ultimately you end up kind of gravitating towards a couple of builds. But effectively, go out, kill shit, get more loot, come back, make cool new guns, rinse, repeat forever. Let's see. I might as well, ping people in chat if people are around. Let's see, but yeah, so this is, I don't know, it's just like a kind of cool, fun game. That's really all I can say about it. I'm gonna set it to friends only. Let's see. Altorial, you interested in joining me? I guess I'll send you an invite anyway. I don't know who else we have. We've actually got a lot of people, but I assume many people are busy. Okay. Anyway, Matariel, I assume you were fine with, ducat farming, at least for a little while. I want to get the, I want to get one more primed mod, and I don't know what else. So we've got an excavation, we've got a capture, we've got an exterminate. Let's do exterminate. This is by far the fastest. Play with Wanderer, but I can't really fight past, like, level 40. Well, we're just doing, really basic, ducat farming right now. Let's see, I'll watch. Would it matter if I started here? For the most part, you're not going to see anything particularly spoiler heavy. There's one thing, but you might not even notice it until after it happens. Like, it'd be one of those where, like, you'd pass the point where you actually, like, find out what the thing was, and then it's like, oh, that's why that was happening in Wander's footage. But otherwise, there's no real major spoilers. I guess I'll avoid pressing the spoiler button unless I can. But yeah, if you want to join me and you feel undergeared, I'm not going to be doing anything particularly difficult today. At least I don't think. Ducat farming is fairly easy. So if you don't know what ducat farming is, it's what you do when so there's a character that shows up every 2 weeks called Baro Ki'Teer. He is I'm not actually sure if he's like a corpus character, but he's kind of like this weird unaffiliated I want to call him a treasure hunter, but I think it's more accurate to call him an opportunist. But so he goes out and finds really rare items and then sells them for exorbitantly high prices. And so every 2 weeks, you go check what his stock is, and he'll sell you some of the most powerful items in the game. You know, Prisma weapons, which are generally pretty high up there, and then primed mods, which are absolutely top of the line mods, with the exception of Umbra, but eh. But anyway, so, once a year, he's Martian. Okay. Oh, right, because Inaros. I forgot about that. But once a year, during Tennocon, there's a weekend, effectively, where he has all of his stock. And so if you get the digital ticket, or you just go to Tennocon or whatever, you get access to the special Baro Ki'Teer relay, and you can just buy every single thing that he'd ever, you know, kind of have in stock, which is not actually true. I must already have this Cephalon fragment. I'm kind of confused what's going on. But so, the trick with Baro Ki'Teer is, you have to have the funds, and he has a specific, there's a specific, specific currency where you trade prime parts to him, so, parts of, like, kind of high-end guns, and he will give you ducats, and then you can spend the ducats for whatever he'd normally sell. And so that is kind of what I'm doing. I'm going out getting the, I'm going out to get, effectively, things to sell for ducats. Yeah, Fortuna hype. Dude, that song was amazing. Do we know... No, Shell. Different song entirely. So, Fortuna is the upcoming expansion for Warframe, set on Venus, much like Plains of Eidolon. It's going to be open world. I'm stuck in the tubes. Okay. But so it's going to be on Venus, and in like a penal colony, or at least partly in a penal colony. This song is up on YouTube. Okay, cool. I want to listen to it because it was a good. It was a really good song. Okay, Fortuna song. There we go. Let's just listen to this. Do we have one that's officially from the channel? Nope, guess not. It's like straight up just a chain gang song, but it's so perfect. I don't think I'm actually building anything right now. I really don't actually have much to do. Okay, let's see. I wonder if my, do I have motion blur on? Blur reflections. But what about motion blur itself? I'm gonna turn that off. I wish Warframe would straight up, or Warframe DE would just make like a whole album of just Fortuna chain gang songs. Like, I would listen to that for hours. I don't know, I really like that song. Why is this song playing? Specifically because this is like the theme song of the next expansion, and I really like it because it was just cool, and I wanted to hear it again. Because at the time, I was too busy freaking out about the fact that it was the Fortuna expansion that I couldn't really appreciate the song as much as I wanted to. Anyway, so let's go back to listening to the Pyre soundtrack. Let's see, I'm confused. Wander's playing a song with lyrics. What's happening? I only play it when it's important. As far as I'm concerned-ish. I don't know. Let's see. Can you drive a spaceship? Yeah, you can. I mean, it's gonna be kind of weird, but still. Let's see. If possible, could I join? Sure. Let's see. Have you friended me yet? If not, my my username is McKillington. Easily enough. McKillington. I eventually have to switch it over to yeah, I got to switch it over to Wanderbot at some point, but other day. Okay, let's see. Got that set up. If it's good. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this over so people can see. This is the Umbra prop that was lost. That sucks, because it looks really cool. Anywho. Let's see. So who do we have available? GBWB, I think, was the one that asked me first. Let's see. Devin the Red, I'll get you at a later date? I don't know. In a little while. I don't actually know if you friended me either. Let's see, am I on PC? Yup. Okay, let's see. Let's keep just rolling those. I almost always roll PC. There's a couple of exceptions when I will play, you know, on PS4, especially if it's like an exclusive. But for stuff like Warframe, absolutely PC first. But yeah, what else specifically happened at what else specifically happened at Tennocon? We found out that you'll be able to cooperatively fly a spaceship together, which, like, that's cool. We found out you'll be able to let's see, so spaceship together. I mean, spaceship battles in general, I mean, it kind of reminded me of Battlefront, which is exciting. I really liked Battlefront 2 when I was younger, and I've always been wanting, like, a spiritual successor, and getting that out of Warframe is going to be kind of interesting. Hopefully, hopefully it's, like, a little bit deeper. The Railjack was a little slow, but I'm sure it'll be fine once we actually get in there. Let's see. Trying to think of other major things that we saw. We saw a couple of new frames, which I will admit I'm not super excited for, just because I've already got some frames that I'm, like, absolutely in love with using. And so the idea of, you know, new frames is like, I mean, I'll play them. And some of them might actually be amazing, too. Who knows? Let's see. Personally, I'm actually really excited with those new, uh-oh. I think we've got the, Goose Drog on the way. Whatever. Let's see. But, wow, what took you out? Or did you take you out? You might have taken you out. Let's see, but yeah, there's like a deluxe limbo that looks really good. There's a, yep, Goose Drog. Yeah, Warframe on the Switch, which, if Warframe was crossplay between every platform, I would 100%, oops, that didn't work. That was like a non-bullet jump. If it was crossplay between every platform, I'd love it, because then I could just freely yeah, I'm not doing anything today. Then I could just play it in bed, honestly, which would be really exciting. Hi, Shell, what's up? Oh, I'm saying a bunch of us. I am scatterbrained today. I apologize for that. I had this problem in D&D, I had this problem in art, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but, like, I've been having the hardest time, like, properly formulating what I'm going to say, and so I might sound, like, a little bit deliberate, or, maybe a little bit stuttery-ish. But yeah, Deluxe Limbo, Nidus and Nidus Popper, Neza, and Nyx skins, as well as the new frames. I'm actually really excited for that new Neza skin as well. Because I actually need more of these Spirit Prime pouches. I thought Spirit Prime is vaulted. I guess I just haven't been paying attention. Oh, but I'm excited for those because, like, I like my Nidus, but you know, it'd be nice if I could actually make him look different. But Neza, I don't like using Neza because I think Neza just looks kind of bizarre. just a little bit too ribbony for me, maybe. That's what I'm gonna go with. It's not the right wording, but still. Yeah, they really went to town on the butt of the Naza skin. I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen it from the front. Does it have an over-accentuated butt? Is that what I'm hearing now? Well, I mean, it would fit, I guess. Oh, right, there's also a deluxe skin for Titania. Which is nice. I'll have to see what it looks like. I actually rather like how Titania currently looks, even though she has kind of like this weird long giraffe neck situation. Railjack looks tedious. Imagine how much you hate Arcwing missions and make that slower and cooperative. I don't know. Railjack could be really fun. I just hope that the Railjack itself moves faster and has more interesting guns. It really depends on kind of how it's handled, but the idea of like doing like a space assault is actually kind of an attractive prospect to me. I will admit, I really hope they have proper Railjack customization for like speed and like durability, and also the guns that you put on the thing. I'd be kind of disappointed if the Railjack always just used that kind of like... I mean, I'm gonna call it a stake launcher. I'm not entirely sure what kind of gun it was exactly using, but it didn't really feel like it had the oomph or the DACA to be terribly satisfying after a while. But the idea of like, you know, boarding another ship and kind of going to town on it, now that I can get behind. That's kind of fun. Is Wander high level? I'm not gonna say I'm like absolute pinnacle with this game, but I'm getting up there. Metarial is most definitely, or Altorial if you hang out in chat. Altorial is definitely like one of the best equipped players I've ever seen. I'm sure there are people better, but I haven't seen them. I don't know. I know I can never talk in definites, because there's always somebody that's going to show up and be like, well, actually, they're still using kind of this like low-level stuff, and really, if you wanted to be like peak Warframe, you do this. I hate it when that happens. Happens. What do we have? Nothing exciting. I guess I'll get the Cernos Prime string. Oh, let's see. Bit hyped for the modular guns. I don't know about the modular guns. They're fun. I don't like the modular look to them. I'm not a very big fan of the Zaws, because they look like they're kind of just cobbled together from garbage. Well, garbage, I guess. But at the same time, I'll definitely like mess around with them. Some of them might actually be pretty good too. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, let's just keep rolling that. I wanna more or less grind out as much ducats as I can tonight and get rid of some of these relics. I've been holding on to them for ages. Some of them might actually have things that I need, but I don't really care that much. But yeah, the kit cuttings should be fun regardless. What else was there? I'm looking forward to that spider boss. Hopefully it's not one of those where it's like invincible for like 99% of the fight and like fighting it is kind of a giant chore. Like, I saw some big monster looking things on the surface of Venus when they first stepped out. And I'm still perpetually hoping that they just have like I'm still perpetually hoping for Monster Hunter mechanics. You know, effectively, here's a big monster, it's got a massive HP pool. Go chip away at it until it dies while, like, trying to fight it. Unfortunately, the problem is the damage, I guess, the way it's handled in this game is so, like... I mean, you can have guns that do hundreds of thousands of damage with the right combo. And so they'll never be able to balance, like, an enemy with a huge HP pool. Because there's always going to be somebody that figures out the proper build and combo, you know, like, toss Chroma on, use his armor move that makes it so he does a ton of extra damage if he takes damage, and just, like, a bunch of other things. And then it just, they one-shot the beast, and it's like, well, I guess that boss is done for. But I still kind of hope they figure out how to balance that out, because I don't really like the Eidolons that much. They're not directly enjoyable to fight in my, at least as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I just haven't done enough Eidolon fights to, like, really get into the zen of it, but I usually am like, oh, cool, I'm gonna fight this thing, I'm dead, well, I guess I'm gonna just scuttle walk around as my operator for a while. The idea of it was cool, though. I actually really liked fighting the Eidolons early on, before there was, like, the, Oh, we got new Loka coming in. Okay. Yeah, I rather enjoyed fighting, the Eidolons before people knew how to fight them, because then it was, like, an actual, like, okay, we have to learn how to fight this thing, and it barely takes damage, and, like, a bunch of other things. Now, did we actually get hit by new Loka, or are they kind of, like, around, and we just kind of ignored them? Probably the latter. I guess that's fine by me. Let's see. I guess I'll just keep grabbing the Valkyr Prime blueprints. But yeah, I don't know. Fighting things, like, way bigger than the Warframe. Oh, is that bug happening again where we're tilted? Yep, there we are. This doesn't make sense. But yeah, fighting things that are way bigger than my Warframe, like, that is a really cool concept for me, you know, fighting big monsters, or even just, like, you know, 2 to 3 times. Though I do enjoy fighting just regular Grineer, too. Pinning them to walls. Don't really like Corpus. Screw bubbles. I don't like bubbles. I can tolerate them, but nah. I do have to say, I think every year I'm thoroughly more impressed than the last with how Warframe handles its content. Because Plains of Eidolon looked really, really cool, and ultimately it was kind of middling. You know, there was a lot of stuff that they could have done to make it more interesting. And it looks like they're taking a lot of the feedback and putting it in immediately to Fortuna. So you can get all your bounties from the map itself instead of going to and from, which is nice. A bigger map, which is nice. Hoverboards, which is great. Hoverboards, I didn't really talk about that. I kind of hope we actually get the ability to use the hoverboards just in the regular levels. But I get the feeling we won't be able to. And, you know, whatever. It'd just be kind of nice to zip around hoverboarding. Because that would be, I don't know. It'd be fun to just kind of like zip through excavation level. But these levels are way too small. It'll never happen. It'd be interesting if they ever actually... It'd be interesting if they ever actually, like, go back and kind of get rid of these, like, standard mission types in favor of, like, much more open-worldy stuff. So he wanders the orange and blue ship, right? Yes. Yeah, so much more that they could have done to make it interesting. Yep. But it looks like they're making it there. Like, as far as like MMO stuff goes, I rather enjoy... I can't see what's going on. I'd rather enjoy how Warframe's been handling these so far. I'm trying to think of other, like, enduring free-to-play games. Oop, Stalker, if we want to fight him. I'm just gonna hang out right here. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Did we get him? We got him. Hey, war blueprint! I have no use for that. I need another broken war. And energy channel. Cool. Ballistical blueprint. Sweet. But yeah, so by the time we hit... I'm gonna say, like, Venus is gonna be pretty good. Like, Plains of Eidolon was pretty good. I would love to go ducat farming on the plains. You know, kind of see some of the more standard grind activities be introduced into the plains somehow for fun things. Like that the missions are little boxes and lets me quickly manage my play experience better. Find new small groups more quickly. No, it's true. I guess I just want to find, like, I want to go on, I guess an easy example would be excavation and survival missions. and to some lesser degree defense missions, I'd actually love to see on the open world instead. Like, I will say this many, many times. I really want to play zombie survival mode on the plains, where it's like effectively you just go out onto the plains and just infested start pouring in by the dozen and just start mobbing you, and they get harder and they get like more numerous the longer you're there. That'd be so cool. There's a bunch of things that I'd love to see them do, but I'm sure that they won't do for performance purposes or balancing or whatever. I just would like to see some like really neat game modes. I also tend to play with the same people for hours on end, you know. Pretty much, I think for the entirety of this session, I'm just going to be playing with these four. And I find that actually works really well for me. I can totally see it if you don't have many people to play with. I guess it's a lot easier for me because there's usually at least a couple of people around that'll be like, yeah, Wander, we'll play with you. It's kind of the... I guess I am spoiled for companionship in games like these, because all I have to do is say, like, help me, and somebody will be there. I mean, what was it? EDF? I had, like, 3-4 people ready and raring to go to help me play EDF when I was just playing solo, which was kind of a surprise. You know, I figured I'd get, like, 1 or 2, maybe. But no, there was like, a consistent crew of people willing to play EDF for me, and that's not a game most people own. Obviously, there's Warframe, too. And so I'm sure your mileage may vary very substantially. But I think it also does make me kind of, I guess, I want to say spoiled in the opposite sense. You know, I have trouble wanting to play with other people too. Oh, farewell. I'm going into the water now. I don't think I need any of these. How are you doing? I am tired. D&D days always take it out of me. So, usually, I guess last week I worked on my, last week I started the whole webcomic process, but I think tonight I'm just too zonked for it. So, Warframe. But then again, Tennocon also kind of changed it around too. I don't know. I think I do need to just pick a day of the week someday and just be like, I am going to do nothing today. My problem is I keep saying that. I keep saying, today I'm going to just do nothing. I'm just going to sit back and relax, and then I end up getting roped into 7 more projects, or errands, or going to the gym, and I'm like, this was going to be my potato relaxy day. How do I do this to myself? It's just the life of a workaholic. EDF was my jam. Made it to 84% completion before the difficulty curve got wonky. Dude. Damn. 84% is insane. Unless you mean 84% through your first playthrough. I'm assuming you made it to actual 84%, which is insanely far. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody getting that far. For those of you that don't know, 84% on EDF means playing through the game. So there's 4 classes in EDF, depending on the game, actually. Because I'm talking EDF 4.1, mileage may vary, different people play different versions. I think there's more than 4 games, though. There's a little bit more, at least. And so, effectively, there's 4 classes in EDF 4. Wing Diver, Fencer, Soldier, and Engineer. Or, no, Ranger, and... It's not Engineer, but it's more or less exactly what it is. And so, getting to 84% with that, Stalker on someone again already? That's impressive. But so getting to 84% more or less just means playing through the game that many times. Because you have to do it repeatedly. Every difficulty, every character... For so 4. Actual 84%. Insanity and hardest get really tough at the end. Air Raider and Fencer are hard to carry small groups. Aren't quite up to the level. Yeah. I wanna go back and play the DLC, honestly. But I haven't had the, well, my friends haven't been terribly interested. And then we've got EDF 5 coming along the way. Hopefully the PC, we don't have to wait long for the PC version. Because I'm torn between picking it up for PS4 when it comes out in the US, or just picking it up on PC as soon as it hits PC instead. I don't really know. I don't know which one I want to go for. Because I really enjoy EDF. In fact, EDF is part of the reason why I want, like, kind of big monsters or horde mode. Because I do like horde mode runs in Warframe, you know, long survivals on a Sur. Still with the tilting. It's probably because of the ground that I'm standing on now that I'm thinking about it. But, you know, it makes me want to do kind of something like that in Warframe. And, I guess the enemies just aren't beefy enough or large enough. Like I really like games where I'm the small character, but like I'm also maybe a little bit faster, more agile, and you know maybe I'm not gonna say more firepower, but something. And fighting a bunch of things much larger than me. Like, that always feels really good, and I'd love to play more games like that. Unfortunately, they're very few and far between, which is a darn shame. Giant spiders on Venus. I've seen the giant spider tank. I've seen the kind of largest spiders, but when I was watching them do the demo today, it looks like it's only like one. And what I want is, like, several giant spiders. And by several, I mean several hundred. Swarming every square inch of everything. Like, effectively, if you don't move, you get buried by these things. There's some missions, specifically from EDF, I remember, that were, like, there were so many enemies that if you stopped for even a moment, you would just get utterly buried by ants. And it was hilarious. It was fun to play. It honestly was kind of a nightmare, and it took more tries than we cared to put in to beat some of them. It was fun too. What was the game where you had to kill the huge titans, but you were the bad guy or something? Are we talking about that, like, really shitty, like, Kill the Ogres game that came out a little while ago? Or are we talking about, something else? Because I remember the, like, Kill the Ogres game. That was garbage. Whatever that was called. I was really excited for that one, too. I was just like, hey, sweet. Some kind of... Oh, you're probably thinking of Shadow the Colossus. Shadow the Colossus is a little bit different, though, because you're not killing multiple of them. It's just like each one is the level. I should play Shadow the Colossus someday. That is very definitively like a someday thing. Well, I just live down here now. Oh, nope, I don't. I live down here now. There we go. I'd love to play through that game. I'm just, like, always a little bit worried I'm not going to be able to do it. Hello, farewell. I guess I'll grab this thing.